It's not only about you and your fucking past life, you dumb fuck. Just name this the Phil autobiography, Run My Mouth Hour.
I thought this was what this podcast was about.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice and get it. Black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. My name's Turner Sparks.
We back with the real deal, Phil the Thrill.
Yeah,
We got Joe Russell behind the glass on the ones and twos, spinning the knobs, cooking the dials. How you doing back there, Joe?
Talking from the golden EIB microphone.
Still doing this Rush Limbaugh impression.
Hey, I need Joe. Take a sip of your whiskey though. That's getting warm. It's been sitting there since I poured it for you
There you go.
When did you pour it for him?
2 hours ago.
Phil, did you
Jesus,
put
Phil.
more in this?
Yeah.
Giddy up.
That's the voice of our guest coming up in just a second, Jessica Levin. Everybody check her out on Instagram at JLEV Comedy, at JLev Comedy. She's got a comedy special coming out soon. We're going to check it out.
It's like radio.
What? Yeah, I'm doing I'm doing my best radio voice
I'm
right
watching
It's like
Joe
FM
struggle.
radio. The whiskey. I know. He's
But
like...
before that, Patreon, everybody. Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/black. I'm trying to get through the madness here.
I ate a piece of toast and a banana today.
And I've been feeding Joe whiskey since I got.
Yeah, I know.
Joe Russell's wasted.
We don't even for recording.
Phil's getting there. Patreon.com/black and white advice. We're within $100 of hitting our first goal. When we hit our first goal, I'm taking Phil to his first punk rock concert.
Oh, really?
Mosh pit.
He's
And
gonna
I'm
jump in
a stage dive.
I want to come.
You're coming.
Yeah,
Any
definitely wanna come.
Patreon subscriber, if you're in New York City at the time, we're going to let everyone know when we pick the date. Everyone can
We
come.
had a band reach out that he knows. They're like, we want y'all
You're
to
into
do
punk
that.
music?
Yeah.
He was in a punk rock band.
Yeah, I grew up in punk and ska, the whole scene.
I know. I hear you. Do you count Green Day as punk, though?
Yeah, I do because of their roots, their origins.
Okay.
But they're not. It's not my.
Yeah.
But the first two albums, I'm into the 80s pop
I
punk.
walk a lonely road. Is that
hate
them?
that?
That's
Is
the
that-
Ameri-
is that
yeah.
them?
No,
Yeah, that
that's
is
them,
them.
but
That
that's
is them.
gay them.
Whoa,
That's
whoa,
American
whoa.
Idiot.
That's their best song.
No, it's
So-
not. That's fucking horrid.
Yeah. No, I'm into Lookout Records, so like
I'm
Screech
into
and
Dookie.
Weasel.
I got you. Okay.
Whoa,
Operation Ivy.
No,
the
let's not
Queers.
speak. That's not their best song.
No.
No, it's not their
It
best
was on TRL.
Who
I
gives
mean,
a
it-
shit?
for 3 weeks.
McDonald's makes the most burgers. It doesn't make a good burger, you fucking idiot.
I like how he's like,
That's your measurement.
Carson
Daly brought it up all the time. That's
Does
not
that make
good.
NSYNC the best band? in
Yeah,
human
exactly.
history?
No, they literally did like 12 weeks at
We're
number
so
one.
gives a
loud.
shit?
We're so loud.
Well, you got the two loudest people.
This
He's black.
is
I'm
what
black
Yaya
Irish.
didn't want. This is what Yaya didn't want. Phil and Jessica in the same room.
When we said we were going to bring Jessica on the show, it was like, it's going to be so loud.
Oh, wicked loud.
You know what's
it's
funny?
already loud.
You know what's funny is there's an open house next door.
There
Oh,
is.
that's awesome,
It's like,
man.
don't worry, guys. It's a great place. But also, every week,
I'm yelling
there's
gay.
gonna be 2 people shouting about race next door.
Scream. They're not going to be able to sell that place.
Then we're going to tear a wall
Good.
down and we're going to make
Yeah,
a big
exactly.
studio. We'll buy it.
There you go. And then you have Phil as your neighbor.
I was already like, is there any chance we could buy this? But no.
Oh, you're doing really well in comedy.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, I was like,
the
Jesus.
immediate answer out of was absolutely not.
But
no.
imagine if we could.
It would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
And then we tear the wall down. We make this a big studio.
Yeah, it would be the best.
That'd be
And
awesome.
then I live here.
Yeah, now we're pushing it.
Then Phil moves in. Phil's like,
Very pushy. Yeah.
and you give me a room.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're pushing.
Now we're pushing it.
I want to. So we talked 2 weeks ago about your story, but I don't know as well as you do about going to Woodstock '99.
Oh yeah.
Jessica, did you hear that episode? We
No.
kind of talked about you.
The way
they
I for everyone who didn't listen, I'm sitting on an airplane and I'm like, there's like 8 things to watch, and one of them is this Woodstock '99 documentary. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll turn it on, and all these people are like, it was so awful. Oh my god, the bathrooms weren't clean. This was bad. And then all of a sudden, Jessica just pops up on the screen. She's like, I had the time of my life.
He said that in your voice, and I died.
All these women are like, I got molested, and you're like, I could have used a molesting.
Yeah, exactly. It
Why
sounds like
did
your
nobody
problem.
come after
And when he
me?
said that, I was like, "Are we gonna be able to post this?"
I took a picture of the seat back TV and sent it to you.
I
Do you
know, it
remember
was
that?
awesome. I know, you're
And I'm
so
like,
sweet.
what are you doing on my flight
Yeah,
right now?
I know.
What happened? How? Okay, how did you go? So Woodstock '99? That was the one with like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, the worst band, the
The
bands
worst
ever.
the worst era.
Limp
of
Bizkit's a
genre.
good band.
No.
Man, you
Fred
and I-
Durst?
wait, how old are you? How old are you?
No.
36.
Okay. See,
He's younger
I
than
have.
us.
Okay, yeah. There's.
Yeah.
I do
I'm
have.
42.
Are y'all in your 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a theory.
Okay.
And, right, but I didn't want
Go
to
for
cut
it.
you
No,
off.
go for
Okay.
it.
So what happened was, you and me. I'm going to be 44 on Tuesday.
Yeah,
right?
but you're younger than you.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had this era where we had in '94, which was sick. We
Yes.
had Tribe Called Quest was big, Nirvana. You had all these hodgepodge of great fucking.
You also had
Nine Inch
Rancid.
Nails,
How
Rancid.
old were y'all in '94?
I was 12.
Yeah,
was
I was
6.
14, 13. Pearl Jam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Social Distortion.
Social D.
They were still
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
You had all these
Bad
bands.
Religion. They
Bad
were all
Religion.
breaking at the same
They were all
time.
breaking at the same time. Like breaking. Yeah. And then you also had like, a lot of punk shit and a lot of other stuff. But you had all this mix of genres of music. Like even Fiona Apple.
Yeah.
They were good musicians.
Amy
Good,
Winehouse.
great music.
Fiona Apple's fantastic.
That's even, she's leaving a little bit later. But yeah,
damn.
but Amy Winehouse is around. Not, you know what I mean? We still had this great. But what happened was there was that switch when Britney Spears started. That stupid bitch came in.
like 3 years later.
3 years
maybe.
later.
Yeah.
Years before.
97.
97, 98.
That's
Yeah.
when NSYNC and all
5
that.
years.
yeah.
5 years before that, we were in a different gymnasium. We were with Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
That was our vibe.
Yeah.
5 years later, we get Britney Spears. And I remember being a kid at 18 and being like, this is kids' music. This is not my genre
Same.
of music.
Exact same.
Yeah, I didn't ever hang out
You
with
mean
people
Britney
that like
Spears,
it.
NSYNC,
all that
all that
NSYNC. And
stuff.
even though I was 18,
We weren't into any of that.
I wasn't into any of that, but I didn't know that. So these kids are coming up with that. So they missed this 5-year mark of thinking Green Day American Idiot is a great album when it's like, that's the shittiest album of theirs. It was Dookie. That
Yeah.
was like the
They have
best.
an album called Dookie?
Yes,
Green Day?
that was their big album. That was their comeback.
93,
93, yeah.
Yeah.
Same year as Soundgarden
I like the
came
name.
out. The same year that the album cover's sick
Well, then
too.
you had Weezer, too.
When Weezer,
The Blue
yeah, you had
Album.
all this kind of great music coming
Yeah.
all out, and then the Napster comes out, and all these boy band
That was
fucking
before
losers.
MTV totally took control.
Correct. It was
right?
still
They took
you had
control in like
Headbanger.
98 with
Yeah.
Carson Daly and all that
Yes,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
the TLL,
So
all that
then-
bullshit.
And I would come home from school in 5th grade,
Yeah.
and that would be the first thing to be on TV. I'd watch the countdown.
So then the
Hot
countdown just became what people listened to.
Correct.
We didn't
Instead
have
of-
a countdown.
we didn't have
5
one.
years
Song.
earlier.
So you found your own music. that you
Everybody
liked.
found their own.
Right,
And
but it
radio.
was
How did y'all
eclectic.
find music back then, though?
So radio in California would play everything. There was punk bands on
Or
the
y'all
radio.
went to record stores?
And then you went to record
right,
stores.
and there was also a culture of like, especially for punk. Punk was very strong at doing. Literally, they would do Denny's. There was always these
What
scenes.
the fuck is up, Denny's?
The
Have you seen
Denny's,
that video?
yes. What the fuck's up, Denny's?
The
But they
metal
really
band
would.
playing in
And then
Denny's?
also at like YMCA's.
Oh,
or
we played it. My
at
bands
all
would play
these-
at like the Oddfellows Hall,
Right,
the
right.
Lions Club. They
Right.
would rent out their space to you.
Y'all listen
Right.
to that video Killed the Radio Star.
That was
Who is
old.
that?
That's old. That's 80s.
That was the first
older.
music video. I thought that's what y'all listened to.
No,
Well,
that's
that's older
old.
than
That's
us.
old. That's 80. They came
See,
out.
I don't know
MTV.
I was in like
Era.
1984.
You need to
or
fucking
something.
look at a
Yeah.
like
Listen,
a calendar.
I just know my era's the best.
No way, dude.
Dude, we had
But
everything.
anyway,
No, you didn't. We had everything.
Y'all didn't have
You
phones.
guys-
We were the first group that got phones when we were grown,
Yeah,
but
but
we had a
were the
good
ones
childhood
that
with
got.
no
First
phones.
off, we're the ones with the school shootings. We're the OGs.
Well, y'all had Columbine.
Columbine's my era.
Oh, yeah, I
Aaliyah
was
died.
99.
That's the day the music died for me.
Biggie Pac.
Biggie Pac shit. We had a bunch of
You
suicides.
remember when Biggie Pac died?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Like,
do.
was it a big
I do
deal for
remember.
you know,
Not really
It
for
wasn't
you.
really for me, frankly.
When Kurt Cobain died. that
Cobain
killed
was
me.
the big one for
That
me.
was a
Yeah,
tough one?
that was a
yeah,
tough one.
yeah.
You knew what was going on, like he killed himself.
Well,
Yeah.
there was also rumors going around that Courtney Love killed him.
Yes.
The actress?
They were
His
married.
wife at
They
the
had
time.
the wife at the time.
Why did they think
She was in a
killed
band
him?
called Hole. We knew her when she
Courtney
was in a
Love
band.
was in a band?
These fucking. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing?
What
here?
are we?
What are we doing? Like,
Kurt, wait. So what about this?
we doing?
Did you ever hear that? I mean, I'm sure you know this, but that Kurt Cobain wrote her whole first album.
Open that.
oh, sorry.
Kurt Cobain wrote the first album for Hole, and
Yeah.
then when he died, she started dating Billy Corgan, so he would write the second album.
I didn't know she dated Billy Corgan. That's
Yeah, but it was
fucked
all
up.
to get the second album
Was
written.
Billy
Yeah.
part of the same band?
No,
No, he was
Billy's
Smashing
Smashing
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins.
I'm sorry.
But you see how
what
little
an idiot.
year difference it has, and it's
Yeah,
totally,
it's only a 5-6 year difference.
It's only a 5-6 year
right?
difference.
That's damn near a decade.
Because
bro.
we
Yeah,
still
yeah,
had
yeah.
dial up.
Yeah,
It took time, and then all of a sudden these kids got napped. Like they got and
I
it
came
got
up
quick.
on dial up AOL.
Yeah, but you had already Napster, and it's
this is
like
the way I
you
was
were-
explaining it. I took typing class in high school
Yeah.
to learn how to type.
I took typing class in middle school.
Oh, you did take typing class. Okay, well,
computer
there was a
class.
generation where they were just born knowing how to type.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because the
I remember
computer-
having to rent a computer when you're a kid to borrow at the library so we could play Oregon Trail.
Oregon
Oregon
Trail.
Trail was
that was
my
a-
shit.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
make it past the Kansas
Dude,
River.
Sarah always dies of dysentery.
Yeah,
That stupid
but
bitch.
I started-
It's like, what's your problem? Drink some water,
I
you
started
dumb cunt.
sacrificing her though.
That,
Yeah.
well, Sarah, she's gonna die anyway.
She's gonna die anyway.
She's gonna die
Put
anyway.
her off early.
Yeah, dude, I like that.
So how did you end up at Woodstock '99?
So, I'm 18. It's the summer right before college. I forget who got ticket. My best friend at the time, who is dating a dude who ends up becoming still to this day, my best friend. They had tickets. I bought a ticket with them. I didn't tell my parents. And
Where
I
were
had
you living?
And at that point, I was in Pennsylvania because that was where I was. I was at outside.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to college in Marymount, but but at high school, my dad retired from sanitation. We moved around a bit. We moved to North Carolina. Fucking hated it. We moved to
What part of North Carolina?
Morehead City.
Oh my god, yeah,
Hated
that
it.
sucks. But Morehead
Hated
City,
it.
that's by the beach though.
Yeah, but we hated it. And then we moved to an area because my brother played football at Westchester University. And my parents heard about this neighborhood and they had really good schools. So they're like, fuck it, we'll go there. We moved there. So I went to part of junior high and high school out there. So now I'm working my summer job. It's the summer right before I go to college back in New York City. I went to Marymount Manhattan College. So I'm like, whatever. So I tell my parents, I'm like, I want to go to this. I kept on arguing with them. I'm like, I'm going to this. I want to go to this. I'm going to this. And
Woodstock '99.
And my dad, like, he's like, I get it. My dad, when I was a kid, I was good friends with a girl from Jordan, and I wanted to go to Jordan. My dad's like, let her go. My mom's like, we're not letting her go to Jordan.
country of
It's the
Jordan.
1990, and I'm not letting your daughter go to Jordan.
To the Middle East.
Yeah, my dad's like, let her go. My dad was always just like, yeah, fucking figure it out.
Woodstock '99, Jordan. Same.
Yeah,
difference.
same thing.
Yeah.
So I talked to him, and we're going, and I'm driving. I drove a Mercury Sable station wagon. That was my Aunt Margie's, and I took that thing, and so I just remember I had to go back and forth with them, but they caved, and they're like, fine, go.
And now
So
the
I went.
lineup, like in the '60s, it was all peace and love.
Yeah.
By the late '90s,
They
it
had
was
that shit music.
it was
Limp Bizkit
aggression.
sucked. But 94 was I wish I went to the 94
That was
one.
a good one.
That was a good one. That's 9 Inch Nails, Jane's Addiction, Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
That was a killer one.
Yeah.
This one sucks because I didn't realize how much the music
Korn.
started sucking. Korn, I hate them.
Hate Korn.
Limp Bizkit sucks so
Agreed.
hard.
Yeah.
Fucking 50-year-old
It was
whiny
all
bitch.
like-
So we
Bro.
went in '94 too.
No, I wish I was too. I was
too
wicked
young.
too young for that
That
one.
was 12.
Yeah, I was like,
By
12,
'99,
13.
it was bros,
Bros.
like steroided out high
Yeah.
school white dudes
douchebags.
trying to
Yeah.
just kick your ass in a mosh pit to Limp Bizkit.
Right. No, but it's the
Which
era.
wasn't at
We're
all.
getting into simp. Like these are the whiners that are like we're
the
like we're
emo-ish?
the emo simpy fucking
Gross.
and like fuck you mom,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
16, I'm playing the drums, that kind of bullshit. Some 41, I can't stand
Agreed.
bullshit.
So we're
On the
wavelength.
same
Yeah.
thing. Like I just can't stand that whiny shit. So when you're 12, you're like, this is cool. When you're 16, 17, I'm like, these are fucking tools.
Yeah, we were too old for
Yeah, I'm like, these are like
Yellow Card.
right? And
these
and I'll
bands.
be honest with you, I hated Eminem when he first came out.
What?
I hated him when he first came out.
I'm just saying, as a black man, I know I'm gonna say this about white people. Eminem is top tier.
Yeah, well, now, but like when he came
even when
first,
he first came
yeah,
out?
I couldn't stand him. I had
Well, he was
DMX.
part of the
Marshall Mathers
TRL.
LP.
But he was lumped in with the TRL world.
Yeah,
at
I
that
know.
He
time.
quickly separated
He
himself.
did. But at first, they made him try
At
to be
first, he
poppy.
did Poppy, and he did the whole thing with Limp Bizkit. He did that music video where he's making fun of Christina Aguilera. Like, we're the anti, but I'm like, you are part of it, though. You're
Yeah,
like,
real
you're still
anti-establishment people wouldn't even mention Britney Spears
Right,
or
correct.
Christina Aguilera.
You know what I mean?
It's not
Like,
part of
and
the
there was
show.
rumors
Gave him
too.
VD.
Right. Well,
There you go.
there's
what
also
he said.
there's usually these underground rappers called the Weather Report, which LP was a part of, who's now part of with what's his name? Oh my god, I can't believe Running the Jewels.
Run
With-
the Jewels.
Run the
Run
Jewels.
that band.
So
Yeah.
LP,
Really good.
yeah. So
Killer
LP,
Mike, right?
Killer Mike, yeah, he's the man. Thank you,
Killer
Joe.
Mike is
So
part
then-
of Run the Jewels.
Yeah, where the fuck are you from, dude? You're embarrassing
That
yourself,
is his
dude.
group, right?
Yeah, it's
I only
Killer
knew
Mike and
Killer
LP.
I just know Killer Mike as an activist.
Oh, yeah.
like Atlanta.
Yeah, but he's a killer He's a killer rapper.
I thought he was
started
Bernie
with Outkast.
Sanders running
He started
mate.
with Outkast. He did some tracks with Outkast back in the day.
Well, that's why I knew his name. He wasn't part of Outkast. But
He wasn't part, but he was.
featured.
He featured on a couple of
That's
stuff.
why I knew Killer Mike.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's why when you said that, I knew him from, because I'm from the South. I know
Right.
So I knew Killer Mike was a good feature on their album.
Yeah, correct.
I didn't know he had a band called Run the Jewels. And then I met this black dude who lives in Bushwick. So
Yeah, no, I hear you.
and he was like, I'm going to Run Jewels. And he was like a white dude. And I was like,
What do
Run
you
the
mean?
Jewels, I never heard of.
Wait. What does it mean, black dude who lives in Bushwick? What's the reference?
Dude, you know,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I do.
genuinely
Comic Con,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
Oh, like it.
Oh my God.
wears Piku Chi shit. I don't even know that. Yeah, that's
you know
it.
exactly.
I know exactly.
Overall,
So-
Right, Vans,
ear gauges.
Vans.
ear gauge.
So
Yeah,
is
and all that
Bushwick
shit.
now like 100% gentrified to where
Yes,
even
yeah,
the black
yes.
people
Legal-
are
yeah,
not?
Yeah, it ain't like Bushwick Bill.
That's
like
what I
the
was
gangster
wondering.
shit. No. No. It's like, oh, these niggas fuck white women that make their own soap.
Right. Yeah. Dude, totally. And, right.
So then how do you, so you're at Woodstock 99.
So the night before, though, it gets crazy.
Okay,
so we
what
go up
happens?
there the night before. We're at Rome, New York, which is a shithole.
Yeah.
It is a cold shithole. It is used to be an army base place. Everyone left. But anyway, army base places are always shitholes. Hampton, Virginia, that's a shithole.
No, don't do that. Hampton got them hoes.
They do have them hoes. I mean, AI's from there, so I fucking love them.
Oh,
But it's
gotcha.
fucking, it's not the best,
Gotcha.
So, so it's trashy as shit, and we get there early the night before. I'm 18. I get hammered.
Yeah.
Hammered. I funneled a bottle of JMO. This is full on Levin.
Funnel?
I'm full on.
funneled a bottle of
I
JMO?
used to be able to drink. Used to be a
Can I
hobby and
ask
a
a
talent.
question? Can I ask a
Can I
question?
just say this? With this outfit, you look like the mom from the Goonies. Do y'all get that reference? I know I'm young.
100%. You
Also,
killed it.
Can I also say it's very warm in here. It's
It
not
is.
cold.
I know. I'm comfy though. It's like a blanket.
And I'm looking at her. I'm like, I know this.
I know.
look.
That's so funny, dude. I can't rock this outfit
Can
anymore.
I?
You've ruined me. You're 100% right though, dude. You nailed it.
When you do the funnel, because here's
Yeah.
the level of alcoholic that
Yeah.
exists. Is it a there's the funnel where you're at like a frat party and it's everyone's around watching and somebody else is holding for you, and then
Yeah.
there's the real alcoholic move where you just slyly hold your
Do
own
it yourself.
the do it yourself
Like a snorkel.
Yeah, no, it was
That's when
before
people
that.
have a problem.
Yeah.
No, I needed the fun. I
You
needed
needed
that.
people
Yeah,
around.
I needed Frank the Tank kind of vibes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing that funnel.
So I get
night
hammered
before,
night before,
getting ready for
get
Limp
ready.
Bizkit.
I hook up with a dude I don't remember.
Yes.
Like I don't remember the blackout of that part. And people would be like, "You got that." I'm like, I don't remember. I mean, maybe I kissed him. I have no fucking clue.
And this
I'm
is
not
in
gonna
a
do
field in Rome, New York.
This is in a back of a fucking building, like freaking ghetto. We're in the parking lot, and the people that I'm with, my one friend at the time, she was a friend. She flipped out, made it a thing. She dumped all the alcohol out. I'm like, all right, I'm hungover. Like, she got pissed off. She
At
got
you?
Yeah, because I got hammered. They couldn't find me. They found me naked on a golf cart.
I mean,
it was just
the
like,
funnel-
yeah.
Naked on a golf cart is fucking insane.
Yeah,
Jessica.
yeah, I know.
You
I
funnel
got,
one bottle of JMO and
I
they
know,
freak
and you
out.
fucking freak
Yeah.
out, Levin. You can't
Now I
walk it
pissed
off.
my pants.
Yeah, right,
Naked on a golf
Right.
cart.
yeah. So
Just
you know,
still driving it.
right.
Just
Yeah,
just
dude,
picking up
I
people.
know.
All aboard.
I know. It was
All aboard.
It was. There was this one guy driving, just people
the
around finding
conductor's
him.
hat.
Right, just driving around finding people.
Titties everywhere.
Yeah, dude, for real. It was a fucking mess. It
Who
was a
needs
mess.
to ride to Lot B?
Right, dude. Seriously, that's what it was. And so yeah, that was the going. And then going the next day, getting in was a pain in the dick. It was hot as shit. I'm hungover as hell.
God.
They wouldn't let people in, and then finally they started letting people in, and they're throwing out people's foods. They were scumbags. The way
Oh,
it
it was like
ran,
$20 of water.
It was $20 of
He
water.
said that a lot of women got sexually assaulted because we were
That
talking about
too.
stage diving. He was like, back
Right.
then they like
They were grabbing tits and shit.
Like they
Yeah,
said, they were
so-
ripping off shirts.
Yeah, they started ripping off shirts. Yeah, they weren't. Listen, this whole idea of being respectful and again with Limp Bizkit, they were douchebags. They're like, I did it
Yeah.
all for the nookie. That whole culture was still like a thing.
Grab her by
Now-
the pussy. Did
yeah,
it for the nookie.
Did it for the
Yeah,
nookie.
It's
Yeah,
just age different.
Yeah.
yeah, totally. So that's why I mean
They're
I do
all
bits
Trump
about
supporters.
it. Well, kind of probably. I don't care. It doesn't
For
fucking
the
all.
nookie,
Listen,
grab
you're-
her by the pussy.
At the same
They
time,
evolved.
Right. Well, whatever. That you can look at it that way. But you got to remember, Harvey Weinstein's making movies. So you're still like Harvey Weinstein's
He's
making movies.
sensitive
He's
movies.
making Shakespeare in Love and shit.
Yeah, with Ben Affleck and everything.
So I mean, we're in that era. That's why we've really grown as a society a lot. Even though all the bullshit's going on, we really have now. The idea of grabbing a woman by the tit is now like what?
Yeah.
I remember Superbad. Remember when he pulls out and he touches her tit, and that's funny. Now you couldn't shoot that now.
She
dude.
wants my dick in or around her mouth.
That's so funny.
Top tier
That's why we
comedy.
can't have these awesome comedies now because we're still trying to figure out what. So
I think
we've
that's
grown.
changing with Trump though. With no DEI,
Well,
I'm telling you, people are saying what they feel, feeling what they say, and I'm not a pro-Trump guy.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, people are saying retard and it pretty freely.
They are, but you can't say it on stage. That's what happens
I
with
just said
comedy.
it on stage the other night.
Well, yeah, but
I like how
I
people
did
just
too.
means you.
I know. I did
I
too.
just said on stage.
No,
People
but
are
still.
saying all this stuff. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
actually me saying all
Yeah.
that.
For real.
You
I love how
presented.
people is you.
You presented.
People are saying it all the
I know.
time.
I know you are.
At some
You're
point,
like
right?
Green
You're like,
Day.
no,
I
no,
know.
I'm the people.
Yeah, I know. And Green Day's greatest album was American Idiot because that's the song I know. You fucking narcissistic cunt.
So Dookie.
Dooky's the best
I gotta
album.
check that out. I've never heard it.
So then I want to know, how do you end up in the documentary 20 years
Okay,
later?
so what happens? COVID's now happening, right? We're
Yeah.
in COVID. We're on lockdown, and I'm getting hammered. And there's used to be this thing that was still out there, but I stopped. It was Bob Lefsitz, and he does chain letters, and he's a big old school Rolling Stone editor. Because I used to love, rock and roll editors back in the day when they
Yeah.
were cool.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Rolling Stone was cool.
Yeah.
And journalism was a thing.
Yeah, I majored in it.
Oh, word. Yeah. So you're like,
Journalism.
like I got it like Gonzo, and you had great sports journalists
Yeah.
and all this shit like that. So there used to be great music journalists,
Yeah.
and he was one of them. And he started a chain letter where it was just like people that knew of it, you got a chain email, and he would talk about it. And they were talking about doing another new Woodstock.
Documentary.
No, they were going to do another Woodstock.
Oh! I know someone who was supposed to be a producer on that.
Right.
Yeah. It
So my
crashed and
buddy
burned.
runs music festivals. So when I saw that and I was drunk, I was like, these fucking tools. The guy that originally, Woodstock 69, there was things there. They just didn't call it then. They're like free love. But I'm sure those bitches didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yeah. So like, let's stop. And those fuckers became Reaganites. Go fuck your mother. So maybe you're right. They're Trump supporters now from Woodstock 99. So that's just what
Reaganites.
happens. It's like, oh, it's convenient. It's free love. So they had it then. So I was all drunk and pissed off, and we're stuck. And I'm like, nah. And I wrote an angry fucking email that he posted. Bob Lefsitz posted. I didn't know on his chain email, and I said things like, "This guy's a tool." The guy Woodstock 99, the Woodstock original guy. They're a bunch of fucking. They're trying to clean up. Something like
make
they're
money.
trying to make big money. They're using stale bread to slop up some slop that they made from 69. It was bullshit and all this stuff, and their tools, and they're just whatever. And I go off. The producers found that, and then they reached out to me.
Amazing.
That's fine.
And
Yeah.
then you're on my Delta flight.
Yeah, and then you're on your Delta. That's how it happened. And then they did an interview, and I remember they kept on pushing me because of the shit that happened the night before. They're like, I was, if you want to call it sexually, whatever. But I'm like, I refuse to call it that because I
Sexual
fuck you.
assault, you mean?
Yeah, I'm not a victim,
Oh,
and
they're
I'm
trying
like,
to say that happened to you?
right?
On the golf
Well,
cart?
not like with the golf cart and the way things happened. And I was just like, listen, I don't want to talk about that because I don't want it to be about that thing. And then they'd constantly be like, well, did you feel like Limp Bizkit's at fault? I'm like, no, it's the band, the
funneled
people, the
of
producers.
Jameson.
Well, also. It's the producers. They created that line. It's the era of they created that lineup. They created that energy. I'm not going to blame Limp Bizkit for being tools. They're tools.
Yeah,
That's
you
their
can
music.
book them or not book them.
Book them or not book them. You know what they're going to get into. You know who they are. You know what their energy is.
Meanwhile,
And also, I don't blame that. I blame the society in which these boys are going in to think that they can fucking grab a chick's titty. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the
Even,
fuck?
at the time, we thought Red Hot Chili Peppers were cool. It turns out they
No.
were total scumbags.
Total scumbags.
And still are.
Right, and still are. Anthony,
Stadium Arcadium was their best album.
he's so these kids. That's why their taste sucks, dude. Now you know what though. This is why they're horrible. That's why Sabrina Carpenter now. That AI
Hilarious.
fucking sex doll cunt.
Hilarious. I like that one, Phil. I've never even heard of that album, but
Yeah, I don't even
That's the
know.
only album I actually know. It's
like a
Yeah, I know.
Stadium Arcadium.
Even though
It came out
Under
like
the Bridge.
2000.
Wicka wicka wah,
I
wicka wicka woo,
I know.
wicka wicka woo, waka woo woo woo. That's every song.
No shit. It is.
All right, we got to get to your black and white advice
Dude,
questions,
we are so
everybody.
far beyond schedule.
This is fantastic.
I had so much fun.
This is so much. This is that went by in 2 seconds.
Dude, is it already done? Wow, really?
First
I
half of
think
the
we've been doing
show.
it- How long are we going? Like 35?
25. We're good. All right, everybody. We'll be back after the break with your black and white advice questions and answers.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word.
We are back with your black and white advice questions and answers. First question comes from Jordan in Boston. He says, what will it take for black people to start playing hockey? I think you guys would dominate.
Let me tell you something.
There already has been.
What's his name? PK Subban. That is cold. Subban, PK.
Yeah.
He plays. He's like one of the best.
Yeah, now he's an announcer.
He's an
retired,
announcer,
right?
Yeah, he's like one of the best players. Not black, one of the best players.
And he liked to talk shit.
But let me tell you something.
Nice.
They just had that four nations.
Yeah,
hockey
that's what I think
with the
people-
Canada.
And we was fucking scrapping the first 9 seconds.
Yeah.
4 fights, first
4
30
fights,
seconds.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling
I
you,
saw that.
Yeah.
so I went to Miami of Ohio for grad school, as we mentioned last week.
You went to grad school?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So, but I didn't know much about hockey. I played hockey as a kid.
Did you?
1 year, because one of my favorite movies was Hockey Mighty Ducks.
Oh,
Yes.
word.
So,
Okay.
so they had Keenan Knuckle Puck, and I wouldn't learn no. And I so literally, I have a cousin in North Carolina. He can rollerblade better than anybody. I mean, backwards, forward.
Right.
He used to play street hockey.
Right.
Because I gave him the Mighty Ducks movie after me, and he fell in love with it.
Right.
He was poor as shit, and when I tell you he can skate his ass off because of that, so we used to try to knuckle puck. We have a knuckle puck competition.
Yeah.
Now that we're adults, we know that physics completely
Yeah.
makes that false. There's no way you can knuckle puck. But no, I played 1 year of ice hockey in Fayetteville, North Carolina, on Fort Bragg when my dad was when I lived there. I was the only black kid, and then you couldn't check. And the next year they went to checking, and then I ended up not playing because my mom was like, I don't want him being checked or anything, because she was like, it's all white kids.
Like
What are
they were
trying
going to be coming for you?
Well,
Yeah.
she didn't know that, but you just were able to do it. We couldn't do it at my age.
Yeah.
So the next year you were able to do it, and we never played again. But hockey has always been a thing that I've been interested in. I just didn't know enough about it.
Right.
So then growing up, then I go to Miami. So I played NHL video game, Chell. They called it Chell. The white kids called
word.
it Chell.
Yeah.
I didn't know
yeah.
what Chell was. They're like, Phil, you want to get on Chell?
Yeah.
That's how I learned hockey.
Right.
I learned who teams were good, about Crosby and all that. Because
Right.
I always knew Wayne Gretzky was the GOAT. He's the Michael Jordan
Yeah,
of
right.
hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But I didn't know. So it literally, playing NHL is when I learned what offsides was and shit like that. I
Right.
did not know about any of that in hockey. And
Right.
so now I love playing the video game. So then the Four Nations happened. Again, I haven't watched it.
Right.
And I see them scrap it, and I was like,
Yeah, it's great.
It's time to get back.
Back at, yeah.
It's bad. That
It's time
thing
to get
blew
back.
up. That Four
That-
Nations thing blew
it-
up.
It
Well,
is the best
because-
All-Star game idea they've ever had.
Well, also, too, because of the whole shit between Trump and the tariff stuff. So it created this friction.
Canada was booing the
Canada was
national
booing
anthem.
the national anthem.
Yeah.
And they're like, go fuck yourself. Because
and
they
the
said it was gonna make
Americans
their
were like,
teams-
we're going to mop the floor with you.
No,
guys.
but if you looked at it, I follow hockey memes because my brother's big into hockey, and I'm starting to get into it later in life. I just didn't. Again, it's a sport I didn't play. Also, it's one of those sports where it's like, depending on where you are geographically, if you're on the southern region, you got to have a little more money because you got to go to a place with high like ice.
Ice, yeah.
Where you're in
Yeah.
the
Special
north,
sport.
it's in the backyard.
Yeah, in
So
Minnesota,
that's why these
it's
rich,
the
like poor
pool.
Canadians with no teeth are like, let's play some hockey, and they beat the shit out of each other. So it's like it's their like
Y'all want to go to a Rangers game? We should
yeah,
go.
I'm going in next
down.
month. My brother,
Are you?
but I'll go down.
We
Yeah,
should go do that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm down.
I've been to hockey. I've been to like
It's
minor
expensive.
league hockey.
that's another thing.
games.
Going to the games is fucking.
So
wicked
I'm from
expensive.
South Carolina. They had the Columbia Inferno. It was a minor league, EHL, I think it was, Eastern Hockey League.
Yeah.
Yeah, Columbia
Yeah.
Inferno. They
I
played
would
right-
go to minor league because I don't know the difference anyway. So
I don't either, but
Well,
it was
going
fun.
to I've been my first hockey game ever was in Detroit.
They're expensive.
Yeah, they're wicked expensive.
Well, that's-
More than NBA games.
Madison
Yes.
Square
No
Garden, though.
fucking
Yes,
way.
they
Yeah,
are.
but what about
What?
Long
Yes.
Island? The Islanders might be cheaper.
My Islanders might be
I'm
cheaper.
not going to Long Island to watch the sport. I
But
don't know.
anything at Madison Square Garden is like triple the price just because you're at Madison
That's
Square
right,
Garden.
MSG. But it's still great. I'm going my first
Or
one
New
at
Jersey
MSG.
Devils. We could go to
the
that.
Devils. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Devils are fun. The Rangers suck too now. It's just a base, but it's wicked
Didn't
expensive.
the Rangers go to the Stanley Cup?
A couple of years back. And that's the thing too. That cup is interesting because that's the only cup that there's only one cup and the team gets it and you have to fight back to get
There's
that
one
cup.
For the year.
Physical
For the
thing.
year.
Yeah, there's only one physical cup.
Yeah.
That's it for the
And
year.
they be
the whole
drinking out of it.
Yeah, they're
And then
correct.
the next
Phil.
season,
That's
you have
how
to-
the plague
It's like
started.
a championship
All
belt.
them white
The next
people.
season you have to give
you
it
have to
to
get
the
to
team
the
who
next
wins
team.
year.
There's only one cup. The NFL freaking
keep that in your
Lombardi,
trophy case.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
they
yeah.
make them
Yeah.
every year. There's only one Stanley Cup. So to make them play at fuckers, either black people have to get rich or live in the Northeast.
Why do black people get thrown in that?
Because they asked about black people.
question.
The question.
When will
Dumb
black people
shit.
dominate
It's
hockey?
not only about you and your fucking past life, you dumb fuck. Just name this the Phil autobiography, Run My Mouth Hour.
I thought this was what this podcast was about.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, you know how you couldn't check when you were playing hockey? It's 'cause
Yeah.
you gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Hey,
And this is why. And
Jesus
Joe
Christ.
finishes
take
whiskey.
his booze
Yeah.
away.
Hey,
Yeah.
that whiskey is
It's
gone.
gone. Thank you very
that
much.
whiskey is gone.
Thank you very much. Then he passes out and falls. His head falls on the keyboard.
All right, Drew.
Phil, he's dead.
The show goes on now.
Yeah,
Those
it does.
cameras
Fuck
stay
it. Next
on.
question.
Joe and I like how Jess just taking over our show. Next question. Keep them coming, buddy. I got a lot of
We got
things
so
to
much
do.
time here.
Drew in Detroit. This is Drew, the Patreon subscriber. He finally subscribed.
Aw, Drew.
Any Patreon subscriber gets preferential treatment. You guaranteed to get your question on the show.
Right.
Drew asked, why do white folks love Bob Marley so much?
Oh,
And then he says, and is it okay for me? This is similar to last week, but is it okay for me to do the Jamaican accent when I sing Bob Marley?
oh, he's a white guy.
Yeah, he's a white guy.
Oh, okay. Well, why? Ask Drew why he
I
likes
think
him
you
so
have
much.
to do the Jamaican accent when
You have to
sing Bob
kind of
Marley.
say it.
Or
with
you,
your-
or you pull the Adrian Brody and then you get kicked off SNL.
cry. You have to kind of
Yeah.
go into
Yeah, right.
it. You can't be
I
like,
remember.
you can't be like, no woman, don't cry.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it
know,
wouldn't,
really?
like,
Not at all, but I know.
Yeah, like so you kind of have
And it's
to
popular. That's an obvious question, just because it's like that's the only he was pop culture. Like he was mass
But white
media.
people are so nervous of being considered racist
okay
that
yeah.
they have to ask these questions, which is why we made this podcast.
right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're so on eggshells.
Well, they're all everywhere. You go to a hippie store, there's a picture of Bob Marley because it's all about weed. They don't care about the activism
so
part
then
of
you
it
get
all.
Weed.
It's the weed
but then
stuff.
they all like drugs and the
Yeah, and the-
but the thing
yeah.
is, so then they'll say, "Well, I have to do Bob Marley in that voice.
Right.
Why can't I say nigga when I do rap?"
Who the hell thinks that?
We literally just had a question last week.
That was last week's
Yeah,
question.
literally last week.
We moved
when I
on,
do-
though. That
when
was
I
last
do,
week.
No, we have not.
It's funny when I was at
He said
Woodstock
when I do.
99.
He said when I do Biggie, he said, "So can I just say the N word because I respect
No.
it?" I'm like, why you?
That was last week.
yeah.
Why do you keep saying last week like doesn't
Because
exist?
we already done that whole episode.
Because I want people to know how it's not. You know, no, you don't have to say.
You know what
it's still
though?
like-
I hear you. I've had a freaking situation where I probably when I went to DMX to see DMX, I didn't do it at all. I didn't. I used to say brother all the time.
Wait, was
we,
that?
we said ninja was the appropriate.
I did
So
brother.
when they say you like these
I
ninjas
did with
want
hip
to.
hop, brother.
Was
But I
that-
did quote a joke one time, and I said that just because I didn't preface because Phil 987. You guys remember him? Philly Phil. Yeah, you remember him?
Who?
Phil 987. He or Philly Phil. We were talking about him last night. It was crazy.
is that?
He was this Asian dude who it was out of his mind.
should
He's
get him on the pod.
schizophrenic.
Joe, you know him?
Philly. Yeah.
Oh, he's a
my-
comedian. I thought you were talking about a rapper.
Yes.
No,
Me too,
no,
me
no.
too.
I'm sorry, but he had
Phil
a-
987 was a
Yeah.
comedian's name.
It was a
987.
Terminator.
And Alex Babbitt knew of him too. Everyone has different stories about this
Phil
kid.
987.
And he has a joke about
Follow him on Instagram.
No,
everybody.
do not.
Please
I don't
don't.
even know where he's at. He's fucking crazy. But sweetheart of a person when you talk to him. He was
Heart of gold.
schizophrenic and he was just a nut job. And he had real racist jokes. Like they're like, why do you call animal crackers and not animal?
Niggas.
Oh, Jesus. And that didn't work in the mainstream clubs?
No, not at all. And he also
That
had
didn't work
yeah.
in the mainstream.
That was only for the open mic?
Why do you call
Yeah,
it?
this Chinese man with a ponytail used to
Right.
say that at open mics.
correct.
Oh,
and he was
wow.
also schizophrenic, so he'd be like doing that like this.
Phil 987. Was that his zip code? Or
I don't
his
know.
area
We don't
code?
know. It was also named Philly Phil. You know what I mean?
He was
But
a
he was fucking
cyborg.
out of
He
his fucking
shared my
mind.
name.
We got to get him on the
He
pod.
shared my
I
name.
know, I
We
don't
gotta
know.
get him on the. Honest to God, we actually do have to get him on the podcast.
Phil
That
out of his
Asian
mind.
racist, that schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I work on another podcast, Usama's podcast,
Yeah.
Mango Bay.
Yeah.
And they bring him up all the time.
Do they really?
Yeah.
That's so
oh my
funny.
God! But they never got him on.
We can't find him. I don't know
got-
where he's
we
at.
gotta- we gotta get him
He's
on.
got another joke. You want to hear another one?
Yeah,
He
let's
does another
just do the
joke. He's
whole
like,
show.
all right, so he does another joke where he's like, I believe in creationism. No, he goes, you know how people argue about creationism or Darwinism, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, I believe in both. I think white people came from God and black people came from monkeys.
Whoa!
Get him on the pod. I'm
Get
going
him
to.
on.
I am going
He's
to
booked.
dog walk him. I'm going to dog walk
No,
him. on
I
this
know,
podcast.
but he's also like, I'm not saying he's not. He grew up in foster care and he's a
This is
schizophrenic.
like
schizophrenic.
This is
He's
the Elon Musk
schizophrenic.
excuse. It wasn't a Nazi
I
salute.
know, you're right.
He has autism.
You're right. You're right.
Well, a lot
Yeah,
of people
you're
are
right.
catching autism
You're right.
these
You
days.
Everybody got autism.
You can be both. You could be racist and a schizophrenic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah, yeah.
But I was saying real quick, That's the only time. One time I quoted the joke drunk, telling it to someone, and they got offended. And I'm like, I get it.
By your quote.
By the quote.
Yeah.
I think that's the clip, actually, Phil, is that we just clip Jessica saying. We say that joke. Just that's
Just her doing all the Phil 58,
all Phil
20.
thing, but don't put it there. And everyone's like, I knew that bitch was a racist.
no context.
No context. Yeah, great. Perfect.
Next question.
Fucking dicks.
Oh, this is another. Oh no, it's not a page. This is David from South Carolina. He says,
Okay,
"I
you're not
gotta
gonna
say."
What up, boy?
He says, "I wonder if you know this guy personally." He goes, "I gotta say, I'm very appreciative of this podcast.
Aw.
I'm really white, and my girlfriend of 2 years is black.
Wow.
We have these sorts of conversations all the time, and it's great to hear more people doing the same. My question is, why do we all hate our own hairstyles? She's jealous of my pin straight hair, and I get very annoyed by and am jealous of her 4C hair that is so versatile and has a ton of body. But the one thing we agree on is our kids are going to have incredible hair." What is 4C
What's
hair?
4C?
This thing got super racist. 4C, I think, is like an actual scientific scale, like how nappy your shit is.
Shut up. Really?
I didn't know what that meant.
Shut
so
up,
I
bro.
didn't know what I was reading.
Where's my phone?
Sounds like a fact check
No,
at the end.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
dude.
I think it's the actual scientific scale of how nappy somebody's hair is.
So there's
boy.
1C, 2C.
I don't know enough about it to speak intelligently on it. 4C
Right.
hair.
What a fucking.
Oh my God, 4C hair.
All you could say was like, why
It's
do
black hair. What does 4C hair mean? 4C hair is a hair type with very tight curls and spring. He talking about nappy. This nigga just gentrified nappy.
Yeah, well, no,
Oh.
he made. Well, too bad. What's his face? Don Imus could have used that.
Bro,
help.
he 4C hair is this.
What a callback.
A bunch of 4C hoes.
Yeah,
Oh
that is
my
a bunch of
God.
bullshit.
Rutgers
Oh
University.
my God. He just referred to his girlfriend's hair as 4C hair. He didn't say his hair is a little different than mine. It's a little tight.
Yeah.
Little spring. He said 4.
He's
You know
being
what? And
scientific.
he thought he was being like,
Scientific.
no, he thought he was being like inclusive.
Like
by-
polite?
Oh.
polite saying 4. And it makes him sound super, super white. Like
Yeah.
it makes you sound like a racist white.
It's like when those
I
old
don't-
white guys say African American.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
hate that.
African American is not a bad
How about
thing. We
colored?
talked about
Who's so-
color.
that's weird.
A nice
Oh,
ne-
people of color. People
Yeah,
of color.
people of
people.
color.
She has nice Negro hair.
Yeah.
People of color. That's weird.
People of
Yeah,
color is
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
We had. We are.
Ugh.
It is
Yeah.
disgusting.
So
It's
weird.
it's
I
white
hate
people's
that.
funny way of saying
Yeah, but the NCP.
colored people. He's a colored people.
Yeah, but even what is it? Isn't it?
DEI.
Okay, there's an N. I forget. I can't
Negro.
remember. I don't know.
We're at 60.
16 minutes.
The NAACP. What's that stand for?
National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Yes, it's colored people.
I'm part of the NAACP.
Yeah, no, right, but
This-
it's colored
It's an
people.
old organization that just hasn't updated the name.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like a family friend of mine from like my parents years ago when we were like 10 years old. They both like gave us memberships. Like we bought y'all.
Well, yeah, you
memberships.
should, but it's just weird they still call it color. You know
But
what
I
I'm
just
saying?
want you to know if a white cop ever say anything crazy to me, I'm calling Al Sharpton immediately.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
The Reverend
Shit.
Al.
Right.
All right.
But that's a weird question. I'd like.
Yeah, 4C
that's
hair.
4C.
First of all,
First off, drop that.
Yeah, drop that.
Drop the
yeah, if you
4C.
want to keep your girl,
Yeah.
just keep calling her. Like, my girl has 4C hair. Yeah, just drop that shit.
She just says she's
How
black and I
would
like her hair. What the
you-
fuck?
But what was the question?
What was
Because
the
I
question?
I couldn't get past the 4C
The
part.
question is, why do people? Why do we not like our own hairstyle? We're
'Cause the
jealous
grass is
of
always
the other
greener.
Because
race's
well,
hairstyle.
first of all, it's just literally society. I mean, black in black community, natural hair is coming back. That's why you see a lot of women with
Right.
afros,
Right.
not doing weaves and shit.
Right.
Because that's their way of sticking it to the man. Because for so long, our hair was called nappy. It was called,
Right,
and that's why,
4C.
and that's why a lot of jobs now they don't require like they allow you to have dreads and shit because they don't want
Right.
to come off as racist. Like your hair has nothing to do with your ability.
Yeah.
But
Correct.
back in the day, dreads were like my mom didn't let me get dreads when I wanted. I got dreads older, but she was like, no, you will never get a job
But-
because that was a real thing. Like, it was
Right.
like, yeah, it was not a thing. But
But
now natural
also,
hair's in.
right? But also, like things come in flavors. Like now, it's hip to have long socks. With that, like to me, that's like my grandfather. Hold on, though. Back in the day,
How is that the
hold
same
on,
thing?
you're not gonna let me fucking finish
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
sentence. So what happened was now it's like back in the day it was all natural, and then when the Harlem Renaissance hit, everyone's wearing suits, getting their hair done, and that was a way of saying fuck you to the man because they're making
mean
their own money.
to be
so to
stylish,
be like stylish
like
and getting the
high-end
hair done
stylish.
Okay.
and taking their time and making it like fly and all that shit like that. Now it's going reverse because it's like fuck you. It costs a lot of money to get that done,
Let's look
and
bummy.
it takes 12 hours to do.
Not saying
Everyone's
that
doing
black
that.
women look bummy,
No,
I'm just saying,
but
but
it's like,
let's-
look at
let's
this
not give a
racist.
fuck.
But also, let's not give a fuck. Like even the richest people on the planet look like nothing. They're
Well,
wearing
they
like
do
regular.
that as a real fu. you. It's like I'm so rich,
Right.
everyone else has to wear a suit, but I can wear like a hoodie.
Right.
And
It's
I
all
invented
about
this tech
going
company,
against the
so
fad.
all-
It's all about going against the fad. So
Yeah.
once this becomes popular, this becomes popular. Probably the next wave will be them, people going to get their hair done. Because it takes Andrea Napolucci has a joke about it because it takes a long time for a black woman who went to get their hair done. It takes like 10 hours
I
or some
love her
shit.
special. She's so
She's fucking
crazy.
fantastic,
She's,
dude.
Yeah, she's dark as shit.
fantastic.
There's
But anyway.
also people just want what they don't have, right?
Exactly. Grass is always greener. That's
Yeah.
always like the psychology
That's
thing.
why I be missing my hair.
Yeah, exactly. I personally, I love my hair, so I don't give a fuck.
You ever think of Turkey? Going to Turkey?
No, I'm never gonna get plugs.
No plugs?
No, you look good with that.
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. Bald
Yeah,
head works for me.
it does.
Does look
Yeah.
good.
A lot of black bald-headed dudes look good with that shit. You know?
With
Black people get away with a nice bald head.
We talked about
Way
that,
better.
yeah.
Yeah,
way better.
Way better.
Yeah.
White, it's like this is a
White is
political
like, you're
agenda.
like, all right, now all of a sudden
This is
you're
the
doing
political
MMA,
agenda.
You're
yeah,
listening
yeah,
to
yeah.
Rogan.
Right, correct.
All right, I might cut this part out, but I had a black lady, come up to me last night, and for some reason got in a conversation. She said, "You like my hair?" She said she. All right, this
Say
is
it,
gonna
Joe.
cut out.
Say it.
This
No,
is-
yeah,
this
the
is such
whiskey's
a-
in.
Start it over and
Buffalo
don't stop
whiskey.
it.
Buffalo
Such a setup
whiskey.
for a bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so last night a black woman came up to me and she had like blonde hair, and she's like,
Okay.
"You like my hair? I just got it done." She goes, "I change it every 3 to 4 months, so my man won't cheat on me. So I seem like a new girl to her every 4 months."
That's crazy. Really? That's bananas.
Don't cut that. That's
Don't cut
interesting.
that.
Yeah.
I've heard that, Joe. That's not.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
And I started thinking, like, I would love if my wife got a haircut. Like,
Does her boyfriend have
That is
amnesia?
crazy. But
And he goes,
you guys,
"Whoa,
I've heard that before.
She's like, if you don't change your hair, like how it's blonde right now, if I don't change my hair, your man is going to find another woman. So you
I've
got to
heard
trick
women-
him to think you're
It's
another
a new
woman.
bitch, and they have a. And the thing is,
That's
it's,
crazy.
It's really
man.
mental illness.
I get it.
He
It is
thinks
because
he's
you guys
cheating
are
on
a
her,
bunch
but
of
he's not.
simpletons. So it's like, oh, blonde hair's sucking me off.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
great.
Men are very simple
Such
creatures.
simple fucking.
I got me a
Feels like
redhead.
something in a lie invented by like hairstylists
Right.
Association of America.
Right,
To
dude.
Men are
convince-
very simple, and then
Very
we think
simple.
like that. Like I got a blonde bitch sucking
Yeah,
me.
I did. Yeah,
Especially
Becky.
when you're
Black.
loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you ain't got nothing else.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
You
yeah.
just got to keep it.
Yeah,
keep
it's just like, oh my
rotating.
god.
I mean,
And-
God
'cause
bless
you're
her.
already going into the archives in your mind.
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
true. Yeah.
So the blonde helps.
That'd
with
be
that.
actually good for psycho. Like, you know your man so well, and you talk about past loves. You're like, all right, bitch.
I'm gonna be that.
You
blonde
dated
bitch
an
that
Asian
sucked the
one?
shit
All
out
right,
of
no
you.
problem. I'll get Asian
Yeah,
face.
I'll just be her.
I'll be her for the 3 minutes you're
Yeah.
gonna
This
fuck
lady
me.
might be a genius.
Yeah, that's actually. Thank you for sharing. I thought you
Joe,
were gonna
don't
say
cut
something
that out.
racist.
That's fantastic.
Joe, I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna
no,
go
it
something.
came
I
out a
thought.
lot better than I thought. It was
Yeah, I
gonna
was gonna say, gee, he was so scared. He's getting sweaty
You told me-
palms and
you
shit.
told me
I was
off
like, what are
air.
you worried about,
This
dude?
was at a comedy
I
club.
was waiting
Yeah.
for him to say, be like, oh man, was it she? You have black hair? Well, you are Sicilian.
I have 4C hair.
4C hair.
You do have 4C hair, Joe.
I like how this guy David in South Carolina just gave all of our listeners a new term they've never heard of.
And
I'm
you
rolling
Google it
around
and it's
4C
accurate.
And
and
now
yeah.
use.
That's crazy, man.
Last question.
I never thought that we would be teaching new races.
I did,
Yeah.
and that's what this podcast is about.
That's what it's about. We got one more question, but I think we might, timing wise, we might want to save it for our Patreon subscribers.
We're at 20 minutes now. So
Yeah,
what do you
but the
think?
early thing was 25 minutes, so we're already over time.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, last thing, white lies and dark truths. The fact check from Joe the Muscle Russell. What did we get
Okay.
right? What did we get wrong?
So I looked up 4C hair. So it's also known as 4-scene hair
Oh.
and 4C, like the number 4 and the letter C.
He wrote it as number 4, the letter C.
See.
Okay, so it's a type of coiled curly hair that's prone
Yeah.
to shrink.
Nappy.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Also known as afro hair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just say Afro. Like, what?
Just be white and say they got nappy hair, motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's what we
told
know.
me that. Okay.
Yeah, we know what the fuck you mean.
Afro
I think
hair.
he was trying to be polite.
He was.
He
And
was
first say
definitely
nappy
trying to
hair.
play. Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
looked it up. I'm like, fuck that
It's
shit.
not like he's giving her the pencil test. Relax, bro. Jesus Christ, man. That's what they did back in the day, man. Joe would have failed.
They would wait. A pencil would go in the hair to what?
Yeah. So back in the day, apparently, they put
Could
a
have run
pencil
a
in
pencil
hair.
down your hair.
Well, they put it, and if it stays, you're black.
Yeah, if they don't.
I love it.
the paper bag
That's
test
like
from
Monty
last
Python. It's like if a duck
This is-
floats,
All right.
and then it's the
Yes,
same
I was
ratio.
just about to say the exact same thing.
This is how.
If a duck floats, if a duck floats,
I know
and
this-
if a wood floats, and if a wood's a witch, we burn her. That's how it goes.
We
So, like,
burn.
they burn. The rational fucking humans are fucking dumb as shit, dude. It's like seriously, like these bitches that are fucking caring about pronouns and going off and shit. It's like, Becky, you're not mad at the pronoun. You're mad you don't have a dentist. Fucking figure it out, bitch.
What else sinks in water? Pebbles,
Pebbles?
grains, small
Yeah.
rocks, cider.
Yeah, a duck. Yeah. Sorry, we're just doing all Monty
Y'all
Python.
are
We're such
fucking-
nerds.
Y'all
Yeah.
are fucking
I just fucking nerds. But it's just like the fucking rationalization of people. Jesus Christ, man.
And so I got one more thing for this.
Yeah, sure.
So when you talk about hockey, the question was, why is there more black people in hockey? And just
And they're racist too.
just kind of said it, but it says, hockey costs a lot of money, equipment,
Yeah.
tournaments, traveling. Other
Yes.
sports like football, soccer, basketball cost you about a third the price of
Right.
hockey.
Basketball's a working man's
Basketball's
sport.
nothing. You just need a ball.
That's why it was always in the urban. Like it's in fucking New York City, West 4th Street and all that
And
stuff.
that's why they
It's
have the
easy.
best athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct too. But yeah, white, if you live down in Florida, dude, you got to be rich to fucking play that
Soccer's
sport.
cheap, too.
Soccer's cheap too. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Anything with a ball in the net.
Yeah.
That's all you
That's
need.
it. That's all
Yeah.
you need.
All right, that is it. Everybody, Patreon subscribers, if you're not subscribed to Patreon, go to patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice. We are within $100 of sending Phil to his first punk rock
Niggas,
concert.
you almost
We're gonna
just died.
videotape it. I got something stuck in my throat.
I was like, really? Is he getting
We're
a
going to
stroke?
videotape it. We're putting it out on our Patreon
That'd be
channel.
great.
And
You'd make
Jess
the
Levin's
100.
going to come to the show, too.
Yeah, I will. I'll definitely
She's
go to
coming
that.
in.
That was
All right,
sick.
everybody. So if you're subscribed to Patreon, stick around after the music. We got the bonus show for you with more content. Everybody else, stay black.
Yep. Do you say stay white?
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice and get it. Black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.